YouTube, as I promised, the Hyperdunk 2011s have come in. You know, we ordered them for the team shoe, and they came in last week. And I've played in them a bit, so it's time to get down to the review and tell you what I think about them. And first of all, this is sort of going to be like a review video, and at the same time, it's going to be a value and performance comparison to the Hyperfuse 2011s, because a lot of people wondering which one is better. And first of all, a lot of people say the breathability on the Hyperfuse 2011s is better, but I just want to point something out to you right now. So I'm gonna grab this camera and just show you as far as like with some light. Also, you can see that that is connected to the bottom. The tongue is connected to the bottom on both sides, which of course means that it is an inner sleeve. And there's just that little pattern at the bottom just for the shoe. Also, there are those little black, if you can see on the sides, of course the inside is black, but the side of the shoe is slightly on the inside of the shoe they have two thicker spots that are just supposed to hug your ankle better. Let me tell you right now, the Hyperfuses are $100 and these shoes are $125. And if you're talking about how well the shoe is equipped, this shoe is $25 better equipped than the Hyperfuses, plain and simple. You pay $25 more, you get $25 more value. Maybe that's not always the case, but I'm saying it specifically in these. It's pretty fair because let's start with this. It does have a zoom unit in the heel, which is what a lot of people wanted to see in the Hyperfuse that wasn't there. You do get a zoom unit in the heel. Like I said, it has those two little dots in the heel that hug your ankle a little bit better, and you get an inner sleeve. That's about the three things that you get for $25 extra, which is pretty, I mean, that's three small things, but those are three key features. An inner sleeve, I'll tell you why it's important. It lets the shoe be more plush, which gives you better lockdown and better support, because the shoe never slides out of place. If it's an inner sleeve, you can see the tongues are in fixed positions and they don't deviate at all. The tongue is in a fixed position, which just keeps it at better support, better stability, which helps your lockdown. The Hyperfuse doesn't have that. It has these inside pillars to hold your ankle, also better stability. It has the extra zoom unit in the heel, which I'm telling you is a tremendous difference, because I've been playing in the Hyperfuses for about a month now, and I've got these in and I've played with these, and I've been playing with the Kobe's before the Hyperfuses, and I'm telling you, I absolutely miss the feeling of zoom underneath my heel, because it's very comfortable. These shoes, I'm not going to say they're more comfortable than the Hyperfuses, and I'm about to get to that. Cushioning wise, they do beat the Hyperfuses. Breathability, I haven't decided yet, because I've already looked in the camera, and I'm not going to grab the camera again and point down there, so maybe you can just rewind and look at this. But this non-reflective part is sort of like a rain jacket. Like, it's very strong, and it feels like it's woven, like it's just layers of fibers going over and layers of fibers going across, and it makes a sheet. And it's sort of breathable, but at the same time, if you remember the Hyperfuses, they have parts that either are or are not breathable. This entire back of the upper is partially breathable. So I mean, you either choose a wider area of partial breathability, or the Hyperfuses have sections of breathability and sections of no breathability. And also, I showed you the tongue. I mean, you can see through it right now. The tongue is very breathable on this shoe. In fact, I believe the tongue is more breathable on this shoe, and it's really soft. I'm feeling it right now, and I just now noticed how soft this tongue is. But no discomfort. there isn't gonna be like a thing like, ow, I can feel the laces digging into my toes. None of that. Fit. Let's get into fit. I think the shoes fit great. They both fit. I mean, Nike this year they really stepped up their fit. You know, years before you could have got the Hyperdunks and, you know, the Hyperfuses. Everyone was saying, oh, they're narrow or they pinch here, pinch there. My entire team's got these, and I've talked to them, and a lot of people really like this shoe, and they definitely say they're more comfortable. Let me tell you right now, if you're looking to buy one or the other, the main differences that you probably want to know is the Hyperfuse plays more like a guard shoe. For some reason, it just feels quicker. Even though this shoe is 1.9 ounces lighter in a size 10, which makes this shoe 10.5 ounces. The Hyperfuse, if you can't do the math, that's 12.4 ounces. Slight weight difference, but the Hyperfuses feel more like a running shoe, which for a guard is probably more important if you're doing the up-tempo game. This shoe has more cushioning. The other one has more run ability. I mean, you can run in it easier. This shoe has more cushioning. This shoe was probably got... They both have really good lockdown, but this shoe is probably going to be stronger and probably have a better lockdown fit. I mean, they're both really locked down. It's hard to decide because I was really, really impressed with the way the Hyperfuse locked down. But these, they have these little notches in the back for your ankle. It just slightly elevates that lockdown that you feel. And the Flywire, I mean, we know Flywire by now. If you don't get with the program, Flywire just is really nice as far as lockdown and support. They're both really great. There really is no advantage either way. The Hyperfuse doesn't beat out the Hyperdunk on support. The Hyperdunk doesn't beat out the Hyperfuse. Cushioning, this one wins. Running, the other one wins. If you want to talk about responsiveness, I think I've made a diagnosis of why the Hyperfuse was made the way it was. If you've seen the Hyperfuse, it slightly rounds up and then goes back down. And I never thought about it this way, but if you're on your toes, if it slightly elevates you forward, that forces you to play on your toes. And I think that's why I like the Hyperfuses. Without even knowing it, the shoe puts you on your toes in an athletic and quick stance. So if you want to talk about cuts and stuff, I would take the Hyperdunk or the Hyperfuses over these. But if you're a post player, I would say small forward to center, these have got to be the shoe for you. For one, the cushioning is way better, and it does have some serious lockdown. Also, the breathability is about the same on both of them as well. As you can see, this little section right here, you can probably even see the mesh pattern on the inside. That breathes. This shiny stuff doesn't breathe. Okay. Now that we've went through that, we've talked about the breathability of the tongue, the inner sleeve, the new features, and the comparisons. I want to tell you how this shoe is better than the Hyperdunk 2010s. The two durability problems that last year's had is that this piece would rip up, the sides would rip up, and that this midfoot shank would break. They fixed both of those problems, and I'm going to start with this one. This is a different tongue. If you can see my finger, well, can't really see it. But if you look in the light, it has a shape to it. It's not flat. The last year's was carbon glass. Know that. It was carbon glass or fiberglass. This is like a carbon fiber. This is different. It's not as brittle. It has more tensile strength than last year's. And it also has a shape that lets it give in several different directions and several different pressures, which just basically means that it's going to be a lot harder to break. If you can somehow break this, give yourself a hand clap, because that's a tough task. Also, this piece. This piece is meant for durability. This shiny layer right here, which wraps down at the bottom, you can see it. This shiny piece wraps underneath the shoe. It goes underneath, well, not underneath the shoe, but I mean on the inside. It goes underneath the footbed. And that just keeps it better locked in place. It's going to be harder to tear that up as well. So, durability is improved. Now that we've gone through all that, we should probably get to traction now. The traction is a traditional herringbone pattern with a few changes. This is a pivot circle. If you don't know what that is, it's just for the ball of your foot is probably where you make all of your different directional cuts. So it's a circle to give you traction in a multitude of directions. That's all that's for. Don't complain and say it's, oh, they put a circle here, so now there's no traction here. This does give traction, so please shut up. Also, a lot of people said they wanted the herringbone pattern to be extended in the Hyperfuse, and it is in the Hyperdunk. The Hyperdunk has herringbone out to the lateral side, and it has these flat grips for a quicker toe off. Also, it has the same thing over here for lateral movements. Basically, the shoe is built to perform, and the traction is made the way it is. Don't say it's bad. It's made the way it is to perform, and nothing else. It's not supposed to be anything else. This is made to perform. Also, as far as this midfoot shank, this is not a midfoot shank. This is part of it, and this is not. I don't know what this is of. You have to figure that out. It's rubber, a very stiff rubber. In fact, it's this, of course, is rock solid, and this isn't. In fact, I can squeeze it a little bit, but it's a very stiff rubber. And this up here is a Phylon, and this is stiffer than it. So I don't know what it serves. If you know, please comment below so that other people will know. It has an outrigger for lateral support to keep you from rolling your ankle, which is great. Of course, most shoes have those now. As far as cushioning, it has a lot of features, not only including the double zoom unit, but kind of like it has a trampoline effect because the zoom units are recessed so that you can kind of bounce down inside of the Phylon sole whenever you plant your foot. It's a very soft and bouncy feeling. If you haven't worn this shoe before, it's going to be new, as well as the way that this is curved up. This is different. It has a higher curvature in the toe than most shoes do, so it's a really new feel. If you're not familiar to it, you're just not going to be. This is a new shoe, and it's got a few new features this year that haven't been seen before. You're just gonna have to try it out for yourself. As far as this heel cup, it's rock solid and it does a good job. I don't really want to go into it. Just know that this heel cup works. Coupled with these notches on the inside, the heel package is wonderful. The lockdown is great in the heel. And as far as the fly wire, it grabs the shoe, or it grabs your foot very well. So you don't really have to worry about fit. Oh, if I hadn't said that already, the fit is good. But the leather, this is the only part that the shoe has leather, and this is a synthetic leather. And it wraps all the way around here. And as you can see, this is kind of playing off the Kobe 6. This is cut out just to conserve weight, but it doesn't cause any problems. The lockdown is terrific on it, no problems there. That's about all that I can think of. There's no really other features that I can think of. Overall ratings, the cushioning is terrific, gotta be a 10. The traction is very good. It's about the same as the Hyperfuse. If you like the Hyperfuse, then you'll like this as well. Except this one can handle dust, the other one can't. Breathability is very good. It's about the same as the Hyperfuse. Weight, it's lighter than the Hyperfuse. So the other one plays more for a guard though. This is more for bigs, but a guard could very easily play in this just because it's lightweight and responsive. But that's all I got for you. It's a great shoe, worth to pick up. Please like this video, subscribe. I'll have more to come for sure. That's all I gotta say. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.